Excuse me. Just started the stream just a second ago. And because I need to say this at the beginning of all of these, if you don't do any of the things that you see on this channel, because it involves working with dangerous electronics and you never know what could happen. So if you don't know what you're doing, you've not worked on electronics, you don't know how to do it safely, just don't do it. You can watch me make a jackass out of myself instead. So yesterday, I got this Motorola PC board radio working. But now what I want to do is add audio input. Excuse me. Audio input. And that involves kind of hacking into the volume control. The volume control has 3 legs. 1, 2, 3. And the middle one I'm not worried about. All I care about is the top and the bottom. The top is where the radio signal comes in. The bottom is ground. So I'm going to look at these and see what they connect to up here. Now that one's obviously ground. That leg right here goes directly to ground. So that must mean by default that this leg is the radio signal leg. And it connects here. It works its way over to this wafer. But what I'm more interested in is which one goes to the first IF transformer, which I think is that one. And yep, it's going there. So what I'm going to do is see if I can kill temporarily a radio signal. Because what I want to do is have the ability to turn that radio signal on and off. So now I'm going to run my nifty little Bluetooth thingamabob through it. You won't hear any radio. Likewise, if someone decides they really want to listen to whatever's playing on AM radio, then be my guest. Even though around here there's not really much to listen to on AM, it's just a lot of religious and political crap, and I'm not really in the mood for anything political right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is cut this lead here. Just cut a little chunk through it. You need a real sharp knife when you do this. Okay. See, got a little bit of a nick in the board there. So now I'm going to reconnect power, reconnect the antenna, see if we get any radio. If we don't, we'll move on to the next important step. So we get these ridiculously long antenna leads and connect in to the antenna. This is my shitty pair of alligator clips. I should just get rid of them. What's the matter with you? You know what? That's it. I've been threatening to throw these away for years. Now they're gone. No more futsy alligator clips. I'm gonna let it rip, see what it does. Try to get that knife away from there. That works. Now, the real question is how well will that work when I run a switch wire off of that? I always do that next because sometimes I'm not as familiar with the chassis. I'm not sure how it's going to react when I run a switch out the back. Let's see what's the quickest way I can evacuate this out of here. Go right over that. It's too long, but that's okay. I had to get my sponge wet there for a second for my soldering iron. Let me scratch a little of the stuff off of these. Okay. Okay, I'll put one wire here and the other wire there. Wet these wires a little bit. So I told y'all, if y'all were on yesterday, that I had a camera on the way. Well, it didn't arrive yet, but I'm hoping to get it tomorrow. So I'm using a shitty camera. To write a review for this camera, it's not been that wonderful. Okay, just run that immediately off to the side and away from everything, especially away from antenna wire. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm going to see if there's any radio interference that'll get pulled in by that switch wire. Now, granted, it's also much too long. Realistically, it could probably be more like that. Helps when you turn it on. Okay, buddy, don't pick up any radio stations, please. Talking to an inanimate object. So see how close that is to the edge of the cabinet. It's right up there against the edge. Okay. Let's see what this really will behave like with everything reconnected. I think I might have to kill something else on the radio side. I need a new Met-Cal tip. By the way, if any of y'all want a real good soldering iron, if you do this stuff all day long, well, not all day long, but every day like I do, get yourself a Met-Cal station. They're spendy. Man, they make all the difference in the world. For a long time, I was using Weller's, and I still like Weller. Weller's a good brand. Okay. Let's see, where else is that running off to? Let's run into that wafer. I wish there was some way I could cut both of those. All right, let me look underneath here. Okay, trace from there. Yep. Does that go to the first RF can? No, it does not. What else is attached to that? Now I'm just looking to see what does what. What can I detach that will kill the signal permanently? Not permanently, but for it to switch, it's easier. Okay, that did not work. So back it goes to what it was before. Hey there, Cat. Welcome. Just working on a bunch of stupid radios, so nothing exciting is happening. Let's see, what else is that going? This one third. That goes over here. It's easy to lose my place on these boards. It's right there. Going to that wafer. Let me just measure, see what kind of voltage is on there before I make a decision. Okay, should be restored back to regular working radio operation. It's hard to measure this thing. Let's see. What does that go to? that might be. Let's hold that right there for just a second. Mark it with something so I remember where that is on the board. That might be the better location because that is the first IF. Damn it, just dropped my multimeter. It's a good thing I got a fluke meter. Those things are pretty indestructible. All right, let's see if that takes care of that. Nope, that's not doing it either. One more place to try. That's why I like wired sets so much easier. It's like easier to see what you're doing and seeing where goes what. Plus these PC boards are very fragile. Come on. All right. Not wanting to cooperate right now. This calls for something else. Any sort of trimmings sitting around. Yes, I do. Where else? The only other thing is this right here, which is going to a little capacitor in that wafer. All right. Striking out today, guys. Usually I can just cut one lead and that kills all of the radio, but obviously there's some other things that are amiss. That's okay. Shit. Not making the best video. I need to start pre-planning these things just in case something goes south. It's only 2 things attached to that line. What else could I kill? What else could I do to end that? Because there's like 200 and something volts, and I can't put a switch on that. So I talk to myself in front of people. You know, it just occurred to me I could probably solve a lot of these problems if I had a shielded cable. That makes me wonder, do I have any shielded cable? Don't think I do. Sure. All right. Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
You too.
KEXP streaming is made possible in part by Stanford Blood Center, announcing the Keep Oakland Beating blood drive in partnership with KEXP, Wednesday, February 25th, from 4 p.m. at the Crown Royal College. Blood donation appointments and more info available at stanfordbloodcenter.org/KEXP. Reward. Eurythmics, Sex Crime, 1984. Because 1984 is the love of Big Brother, and Talking Heads. Party Down House. It's going to stop making sense. And if you're just joining us and you're like, wow, all this music from 1984, what's happening? Well, my friend, we are doing all music released in 1984 today because it's also the year that I started to exist in this world. It is my birthday today, and so there's a lot of good music that came out in the year 1984. And I think this is a good way to celebrate, is to listen to some classics from that year. So if you have suggestions on music, let us know, okay? DJ at KEXP.org, 206-903-5397. You can say hi to me on Instagram if you like, DJ Evie Stokes. But I have both
What is that guy doing?
and Brittany helping out behind the scenes today as well, so make sure that
Doesn't seem like there's anything attached to it in the.
let us know if you have
There's got to be something there. There's no way that leg is hanging free off of that RF transformer like that.
Get to many of the classics. Gonna try and get to a couple things maybe you wouldn't normally hear, but you never know. You truly never know. I'm gonna work towards some Bowie.
Ouch! Ouch! That's hot.
And the stuff, Evo, Sade, etc. Lots more. Okay,
Jesus.
an art of
All right.
noise in the background right now. This is Moments in Love. I'm going to turn this one down because we're going to listen to this one from Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. Something I say every day. Thank you guys to Hollywood.
Well, I hope this works. I'm going to be
KEXP.
having to come here and fix this down here. Hear that, Kyle? Apparently today's 1984 day on this channel. Yay! I don't know. I've always thought this song was kind of stupid. It's not my favorite. music so I can hear if there's anything actually coming out of this. I did it! Audio's dead. I mean, not audio's dead. Radio signal's dead. So now, well, I definitely want to make sure that when I attach my switch wires, it's going to that pin, the pin of this tube, which looks like 12BE6 maybe? 12BA6. It's going to, no, it's not going to that. It's going to 12AV6. All right, let me take this one out. 12AV6, pin number 1, 2, 3 of 12AV6. Now, I'm curious, what would that be? Let me get up my tube manual. 12AV6. 12AV6. I've been reading the tube wrong. That cannot be. I'm reading it wrong because I'm reading it from top. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's pin number 5. Pin number 5. Okay, pin number 5 is plate. If that's the case, it'd be a shit ton of voltage on that, but I don't think there's any on it. I'm going to check it just to make sure. Twelve V6, where are you? Right here. 1, 2, 3. It's right there. It's that pin right here. Just to make sure there's not any voltage on that. I didn't measure hardly anything. Shouldn't be. Should quit hitting the camera like that. Very little on that. All right, so I'm doing one more thing here. 1286. 12AV6. Okay, 5, 6, 5, 5, 6. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. switch wires back up here. Actually, I guess I could run it underneath. Because it goes from now our switch wire. Well, that's aggravating. I just realized this antenna wire broke, so I'm not sure if I really did kill the radio. That's very aggravating. So let's see what happens when I solder this back on there. The joys of live radio repair. It flings off of there. Now that you guys see how the sausage is made, you can tell how much I mess up. If you have ever watched any of my edited videos, then you're missing out on all the fun that goes on behind the scenes, where I try to figure out dumb things out.
Are the top of the weekend.
Okay. Back to square one. So much for that. That was a total waste of time. Usually don't have a problem as much with these little guys. Well, I think it's going to have to be a situation where I might have to find some shielded cable after all, because I'm not going to be able to kill that audio. It's a very cheap radio. Not kill the audio, kill the radio signal, rather. Seems like the surefirest way was this one right here, this connection. So let me cut that connection. Once again, I'm going to hook this up without any wire to see if it's completely cut. Is the radio relatively silent as far as any radio signal getting through? Look at my bag while I'm thinking about shielded cable. Yeah, that's it. That's completely cranked up all the way. And there's a little bit of bleed through, but if there was a shielded cable on that, you wouldn't hear. I mean, it wouldn't be as bad as it was when I just had an unshielded cable. So let me
Look at my supplies.
Okay, there's going to be a sacrificial wire made. I don't have any shielded cable per se right now. I do have this. That's still not really shielded. I'll see if that'll make a difference. It's not unsatisfactory at all. Detach these things. Sorry, folks, I didn't get my act together today. Let me look around my shop, see if I have any shielded cable anywhere. Because that ain't shielded cable. That's something else. Well, tell you what, in the meantime, I'll at least make the Bluetooth thingamabob to put into this thing. Except I don't know exactly what I did with input transformers that I need. Let me see. I put them in here. Boy, is this dumb. Well, how long have I been going? I've been going for about 40 minutes now, so it's almost an hour. I need to figure out the situation here. I think I'm going to do a little more sleuthing and head scratching, and maybe I need to go over and get some shielded cable to run my switch wire. I usually don't have a problem like this as much, but anyhow, y'all take care for the rest of the evening, morning, noon, night, whatever time of day it is there in your part of the woods. And if the things are going okay, I'll probably see you tomorrow. And maybe I'll have a new camera, which means I won't have to suffer from this Chinesium shitty camera. All right, y'all. Have a good, see y'all later.